I'm Dave Johnson from Sierra Sotheby's International Realty.
And I'm his wife, Sarah.
Welcome to Living in Reno. This time we're talking about Burning Man, the global sensation, and the 5 things that we know you probably didn't think of.
Okay, so Dave, true story. Okay. You and I hadn't even started dating at this point, and I was on a vacation in Thailand.
Oh, yeah.
The bartender asked me, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Oh, I'm from Reno, Nevada." And she said, "I love Reno. I go there every year because of Burning Man."
Isn't it weird, like, that Reno has a global mark for many reasons, but Burning Man's a big one.
A huge one, yeah. And so we had a very nice long conversation about Burning Man and Northern Nevada.
And I've never been. You've never been.
Nope.
But boy, we've heard stories. And we should explain in a couple sentences what Burning Man is in case somebody's never heard of it.
Sure. So Burning Man is an event that happens at Black Rock City, which is in
Dusty.
Yeah,
Very dusty.
In the Black Rock Desert. And
Middle
essentially
of nowhere.
it's an arts festival. It is very well known for its arts. And they have their own commerce in that you do trade with one another. You barter. You see people in fantastic costumes and outfits. You see some people with no outfits on whatsoever.
We call them dusty butts. And other stuff. I don't know how long it is. Is it about 10 days, 2 weeks? Is that about right?
Gosh, I know that it always ends on Labor Day weekend with the burning of the man, the big Burning Man structure. And this actually is our anniversary weekend. We got married on August 28th. And I remember on our wedding website, I couldn't find it because it's been so long since we got married.
That's what you were looking for, that I was waiting for to record this forever?
I was looking to, essentially, I had to explain to our out-of-town guests, because Dave grew up in the Midwest, and I had to explain what people were going to see when they came to Reno, because there would be a lot of people that were getting prepared and ready for Burning Man and might not look like...
Well, I was going to say, that's number 1 on the list. So we've got 5 things that you'll see around Reno that locals know that you probably didn't think of. And number 1 is, it looks like people landed from the moon. It is the kind of a funny way to put it.
It is a funny way to put it. But, I mean...
We saw some today at breakfast.
We sure did.
Where we're like, oh, Burning Man. Right.
Burning Man's in town. That's actually why we're doing this video.
Yeah, you can tell, though, it's a different look.
It is a different look. It's, very artsy. You've got people planning to not shower for days upon days. So you'll see a lot of braids. You'll see a lot of dreads. You'll see a lot of really, I'm just fascinated by the hair and the braids and the feathers and all that.
And I will say it's a totally different look now as opposed to the end of Burning Man.
Right.
They look very different.
And smell very different too.
So the number 2 thing on the list is...
Travel?
Yeah, travel can be tricky. That's number 2 on the list.
The airport is definitely a location where if you have friends or family who are going to fly into Reno, they have to prepare and purchase tickets in advance of Burning Man, because the prices are going to be high dollar prices because of this massive global event.
Yeah, and because it is global, it truly is. You've got people from all over the world descending on one spot that also doesn't see the amount of air travel that some place like Vegas or Los Angeles will. So it inundates our system. So if you have other travel not related to Burning Man, and it's around that time, good luck. It's rough.
And you just really need to plan ahead.
Yeah.
So again, if you have friends or family who plan to fly into Reno, you really want to watch that last weekend of August to Labor Day weekend travel and watch the fares and book as early as possible.
Yeah, I'd even say mid-August to mid-September sort of, because one thing I've learned from other locals is Burning Man, a lot of burners don't, they call them burners, a lot of burners don't leave immediately after Burning Man. They'll stay for a week or two, and so it really affects our economy in a good way for like a month.
A fantastic way, honestly. Yeah. And so let's speak about the economy and shopping. So we have 2 kids. You've you've learned that through the videos that we have done. And we were just saying, oh, it's Burning Man. We can't go to Walmart. We can't go to Costco. You know, you really need to plan ahead because, and those big box shops do a great job of planning ahead. The grocery stores do a great job of planning ahead and bringing in extra supplies because essentially thousands upon thousands of people are going out camping, and Reno is their last stop before they get out in the middle of nowhere. So they're buying a ton of water, a ton of food. And so you kind of want to be prepared and stock up for whatever you need for school lunches, etc., before you have to go shopping, because you will be in line quite a long time.
Yeah, you just really want to avoid, like we were talking about Costco, like we're not going to Costco.
It's worse than Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, big time.
You know, Thanksgiving, holiday shopping, it is like that on steroids.
I still vividly remember going to the Walmart on 2nd Street, which, if you're not familiar with Reno, is the one closest to the Grand Sierra GSR. And I was like walking through and I'm like, this place is weird. Why do they have these pallets of water everywhere? And then I realized, oh, it's late August, it's Burning Man. And then it was also before I had seen burners, but the Walmart was ready. So there's a couple places locally that really get hit. The Walmart on West McCarran.
Yep.
Is it 7th Street, I think?
Yes, it's the westmost Walmart. So the Californians, as they're coming in, driving in to then head north,
and they don't have to go south to the 2nd Street one.
Correct.
But the 2nd Street one is quite busy also. The Reno Costco goes crazy. Correct. Sparks Costco goes crazy.
And that's because the traffic coming from the south, they'll be coming up 395 or 580, and they will exit at that the 2nd Street Walmart and Costco as well.
So it is something to see and behold. It is quite crazy. I'd say number 4 on the list, and you kind of touched on it, is the art, because we actually have leftover art that is around Reno still. Space Whale, there it is. Gorgeous thing that now sits in downtown Reno that was from Burning Man.
And the Believe sign.
Yeah, that's right.
The Believe sign in our city center right in front of City Hall. Really and truly, Burning Man is focused on the arts. If you are an art connoisseur, if you are an artist, you know what Burning Man is. And we are just lucky enough that our city then attempts to buy through the arts. They have like a
art fund or something.
Art fund, yeah. And so they try and purchase whatever art they can.
They paid a hefty price for the
Space Whale.
Yeah, I remember that, but it's cool.
And then Believe, and the same artist did the word love in front of one of our hospitals here in town. So you'll see a lot of people taking pictures in front of that.
What's in front of the Aces? What's the word there?
Home.
Home, okay.
That's home, and it's got the state of Nevada.
Is it the same artist?
I believe so. It's the same look. And then when you walk down the Truckee River throughout downtown Reno, and that's the other thing, if you're not familiar, Reno has the Truckee River that goes right through downtown Reno. It runs east-west. And they have a beautiful river walk. And along that river walk, we are starting to see more art pieces that are installed there.
Another thing to keep in mind is the traffic you're going to hit, because we often go to California because your parents live there. And so we're on I-80 a lot. And boy, when Burning Man is going on, you notice it on the highway.
Absolutely. So if you are trying to get out of town, out of Reno, just plan ahead that the Monday after Labor Day, or that Labor Day weekend Monday, the actual holiday. I remember driving west, so driving into California, and it took what is typically an hour and a half drive to my parents' house, because they're in Northern California. It took me 4 hours. And that's because all of those people are going back home. And
you should have taken a helicopter.
Well, if I work on that.
Yeah, okay. Well, the other thing, which is cool, is every year we go to your parents' house on Labor Day weekend. So when we come home on Monday, we see the traffic going the other way.
Exactly.
And it's all RVs, which gets us to number 5 on our list.
Oh, Playa Dust, too.
Well, yeah, okay, so we'll add one. But when it comes to RVs, if you happen to be needing to rent an RV around August or September, good luck.
Right.
You can't do it here.
Right. And if you do rent an RV, be prepared that after Burning Man, and listen, the professional places, they do a phenomenal job of cleaning it, but the people and the vehicles and the bicycles that are all out at Burning Man are covered in what we affectionately call playa dust. And it's this extremely fine
dirt.
powder dirt. Yes, it's like baby powder consistency, but dirt. And it gets everywhere.
That's
everywhere.
So RVs, like if you happen to be in California, let's say, and you want to rent an RV, you think you're going to drive to Reno maybe and then do an RV from here, and maybe you call and you're like, yeah, I want to rent one, maybe August 20th, and they're like, okay, that'll be a $1,500 rental fee, and there's a $3,000 deposit. You're like, what? That's why. Burning Man.
Exactly. And the traffic. So we did touch on the traffic that's heading,
really all directions.
All directions. Crazy. Because Burning Man, the Black Rock Desert, is northeast of us.
About an hour and a half, I think.
I'm horrible about stuff like that. But as we talk in other videos, it depends on if you're driving or I'm driving.
It takes 7 hours to get there.
Not really. But yeah.
Well, with the traffic, it could.
That's
because
true.
It's like a parking lot.
Oh, it's often gridlock.
Yes.
To get in, good luck. That's another thing to think about, too. But the other thing you just mentioned that I totally forgot about is the bikes.
Mm-hmm.
The bikes are like gold out there. So be aware that if you also have a bike or need a bike, it's taken for Burning Man.
Well, and post Burning Man,
mounds of bikes.
It's kind of an unfortunate
side
effect. However, we've had community partners turn it into a good thing. A lot of bikes get left out on the playa. And what happens is these organizations will pick up those bikes, clean up those bikes with the playa dust, etc., clean them up, fix them up, repair them, and then donate them. And that is a kind of cool bonus or a residual good that happens from all of those bikes being left out on the playa.
Yeah, and you may think, the economic impact on Reno couldn't be that great because it's just a bunch of people going out in the middle of a field.
Oh, it's massive.
And celebrating. But yeah, it is massive because they spend a ton of time in our hotels and our restaurants. It's not like they arrive here maybe at the airport and drive straight out. They end up staying, they end up shopping, they end up recreating here. It's big.
And as locals, we appreciate them, right? Because they are doing so much for our economy. And it's just something that you need to be aware of.
Yeah, and it's like we said earlier, it's world renowned. I mean, people know about
all over the world.
All over the place. So those are kind of the things that locals know that you maybe never thought of when it comes to Burning Man, but it is quite the spectacle.
Yep.
In so many ways. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to these videos. We certainly appreciate it. See ya.